Hi, boys and girls. I'm actually really excited this week because we're doing some algebra stuff. All right, we're working on order of operations, and it's kind of bringing us back to that PEMDAS that Mrs. Jones and I reviewed with you a few weeks before we started distant learning. So, for your weekly word problem this week, she's uploaded it into your document, okay? And I've linked it on my slide deck. So, for math, you need to make sure that you're looking at the last row of the slide deck, and that's where I'm going to link. This video is going to be there, and that's where the assignment is going to be. Some kids have been forgetting to do their weekly word problems, and it's really important that you remember that it's also due, okay? And this week is pretty easy because it's kind of just regular math. It's not really words, so we're lucky. Okay, so I just want to review that the order of operations means that when we solve expressions, and an expression is like an equation, okay, so this is an expression. When we solve expressions, we need to follow the order of operations. Those are the rules. The way we can remember that is by thinking of PEMDAS, P-E-M-D-A-S, okay? I know we've gone over this before, so this is just review. So just to remind you, the P stands for parentheses, exponents, multiply and divide, and then add and subtract. So every time we approach an expression, we have to do it in that same order. First, we do parentheses, if there are any. If there's not, we would just skip that. Then we do exponents. Then multiply and divide are grouped together, okay? So you're going to multiply and divide from left to right. So that's the direction that you read in. So if you have multiplication or division, you would just do whatever comes first, okay? Same thing with adding and subtracting. That's also from left to right, okay? So Mrs. Jones did do the first example for you, but I'm just going to go over it as a little refresher, okay? So up here, we're looking to see if there's any parentheses. Are there? If we were sitting around our small group table, everyone would say no. Is there any exponents? No. Is there any multiplication? So as I'm looking, I do see two spots where we need to multiply. I'm going to do it from left to right. So that means I'm going to start here. So first I'm multiplying 2 times 5, which is 10. Then I rewrite the rest of my whole expression. So I multiply my 10, and now I'm going to rewrite plus 3 times 2 plus 4. Mrs. Jones wants to see all those steps written out, typed into your weekly word problem. So every time you do another step, you're going to press enter, and you're going to write the work for it, okay? And by now we should know how to do a plus sign is right next to our backspace button, and the multiplication sign is going to be an X, okay? Now we're going to continue. Is there any more multiplication or division? Yep, right here. So it doesn't involve this first part yet, so I'm just going to rewrite that and keep it the same. Plus, now I'm going to multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. Then I write the remaining part of the expression. Okay, do I have any more multiplication or division? No. So now, do I have any addition and subtraction? Yes, I do. So I'm going to add from left to right. So 10 plus 6 is 16, and then 16 plus 4 is going to give you 20. So your solution for your expression would be 20, okay? So that's the example that's already done for you. I'm going to also do this example with you, okay? So you're going to review it with me in this video, and then, lucky for you, you can type it into your doc after, okay? So we're going to look at our order of operations. Do we have any parentheses? Yes, we do. So we have to do everything that's in the parentheses first, okay? So I'm going to rewrite my beginning that I'm not using yet. 12 times now. Even though I'm in my parentheses, I still need to use the order of operations, okay? Because I notice I have addition and multiplication in here. So according to my order of operations, I must multiply first. So for now, I'm keeping my parenthesis, and then I'm keeping the 5 the same because I'm not adding yet, and I need to multiply. 3 times 2. is 6, and then I write the remaining part of the expression. Okay? Now, I still haven't solved everything that's in my parentheses, so I'm going to still need to work on that. So my 2 times stays the same, and now I'm going to solve for this. I have no more multiplication or division. I only have addition, so I can go ahead and add that, okay? So I have 5 plus 6, that's 11, and then 11 plus 4, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So that's going to be 15, okay? Now, when you type this into your document, you need to write 2x parenthesis 5 plus 6 plus 4 parenthesis, okay? Take your time. Make sure you're clicking the right buttons because if you click something wrong, you could get it incorrect. All right, so now let's look to see if our order of operations. We finished up with our parentheses. Now we're on multiplication and division, right? We only have one last step. So we're doing 2 times 15. Many of you might know that off the top of your head. If you didn't, you could do a little side work on some scrap paper. So I could do 15 times 2. 2 times 5 is 10. Regroup the 1, write down the 0. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So that means that 2 times 15 is 30, and that is the solution. Okay? I'm going to go over one more problem with you. So I'm going to do this last example here, okay? So let's take a look. For our order of operations, are there any parentheses? Yes, there's actually 2 sets. So we're going to need to do those first, okay? So we're going to keep this the same, 2 times, now we're going to solve this parenthesis, 5 plus 3. So that's going to be 8. Then we have a multiplication symbol. Then we're going to solve this parenthesis, 2 plus 4. That's going to be 8. All right, so we finish up with our parentheses. There are no exponents in this expression. So now we're on multiply and divide. I see that we do need to multiply, and we're going to do that from left to right, okay? I know some of you will know that when you multiply, you can usually go in any order, but when we do the order of operations, you usually should go from left to right, just in case you have division too. So I'm going to do that, okay? So if I have 2 times 8, I know that equals 16, and then I still have times 8, okay? So to solve this expression, I'm going to do some side work because I don't know 16 times 8 off the top of my head. So I'm going to write it over here on my scrap paper, 16 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. And then 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12, so my answer here would be 128, right, is my product. And that's also my solution for my expression. So for this problem, it's pretty easy. The part you have to type in, you would just do 2x, 8x, 8, then 16x, 8, then 128, okay? Each time you do a step, boys and girls, enter down so that Mrs. Jones can see that the order of the steps, okay? The last thing I'm going to review with you is the problem at the end. So it says, can the parentheses in any of these expressions, oopsie, I think I actually skipped up some words, but it says, can you remove any of the parentheses from the expressions without changing the value of the expression? So we know we cannot do that, boys and girls, because according to the order of operations, we have to do the parentheses first. So for example, if we just ignored the parentheses in this problem, and we did 2 times 5 plus the rest, that's going to get us a different answer. So your response for the last question should say something like, no, you cannot remove the parentheses, because in the order of operations, you must do them first. Okay? So that's what you would type in to answer that question. If you need an extra minute to get that down, you can always pause me so you can take a look and type it into yours. Okay? So I want you to now try these other 3 problems on your own. Okay? This stuff is kind of fun, boys and girls. It's like a puzzle. So treat it like that and make sure you get it done and hand it in when you're finished. Bye.